Loss, isolation, grief, common emotions for so many people these days. Early on in the pandemic in early 2020, the Hospice Giving Foundation began talking to providers, trying to identify needs in communities across Monterey County. And they found an overwhelming need for grief support. So they established a grant program called Heal Together with a goal of raising $1.5 million to expand services across the county.
Everyone said there just is not enough, and if you are Spanish speaking, there were really limited services. So another part of our goal was that these services had to be accessible, they had to be in communities where they were underserved already, they had to be bilingual services, and a broad range, because not everybody needs the same thing.
Our role is not to provide all the services. Our role is to connect and collaborate with those in the community who are either already providing those services, contract with them, talk to them about how they can provide different or more.
Hospice Foundation is partnering with Coastal Kids Home Care to distribute the money and as well as expand their own programs that help people like Patricia Taylor.
I'm 16 months out since she died, and if anybody wants to understand grief, they can watch me and look at me. Because one moment I'm in tears, and then next minute I feel like I can talk about anything without any emotional attachment.
And that has been Patricia Taylor's reality since the death of her daughter almost a year and a half ago. Sabrina Fry died from an aggressive form of cancer, and as much as Patricia tried to prepare, losing her daughter was devastating.
My heart was broken. I was in despair. I was foggy. I couldn't think. I would get myself out of bed, but I didn't know what to do with myself. I didn't give a darn about anything. I just tried to get through the day. I didn't know what to do with myself. And I called one of my friends who had lost their daughter. And she said, "Here, let me give you the number."
And that phone number turned out to be a lifeline. It connected her with grief support services and therapist Joy Smith.
People who are grieving are, as you've heard, feel very alone. They don't know how to grieve. They don't know what to expect. And so as a result, you can see all kinds of consequences across the board. Anxiety and depression definitely can manifest, particularly, I think, if the grief is left unattended.
And Patricia got the support she needed and began putting her life back together.
I've learned that if I can share my story over and over and over again, it eases the pain. I'm beginning to look for places where I might be able to use my experience to be of service to other people. And that gives me a lot of hope, and it gives me a lot of, really a lot of joy. And slowly, it's going to be a slow process, but I see myself getting there.
I'm guessing your daughter would like that.
She would love that.
So far, the Hospice Giving Foundation has raised $1.2 million of its $1.5 million goal for the Heal Together program. And that number that was such a lifeline for Patricia, it's right there on your screen, 831-320-0947.